Roger Stone here for Colonial Metals Group. Colonial Metals Group helps Americans protect their future with the most trusted store of wealth in human history. That's actual physical gold and silver. If you're retiring or you're retired, go to colonialmetalsgroup.com/stone right now for your free Roger Stone Colonial Metals Group Retirement Protection Kit. Or call 800-747-6589. That's 800-747-6589. Call now to receive your free home safe and up to $7,500 in free silver.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning.
77 WABC.
Monday morning, you sure look fine. Friday, I got traveling on my mind. First, you love me, then you fade away.
It is gorgeous out today, huh? All week. I don't even see clouds in the forecast. High 70s today and tomorrow, 80s through Sunday. I hate when it's nice out on Sundays. I hate it.
Why? Because you're going to be sitting on the couch
Yeah,
all day
because
anyway.
I'm inside all day with my hand down my pants watching football.
Well, you could have left out that.
Well, I do that, though. It's a guy thing.
Well, yeah. So it could just go without being said. That's my point.
But I'm a very descriptive person. That's why people love me so much.
Okay.
That's why I'm number one. That's why Trump loves me.
Okay.
Because I describe everything.
Right.
I'm a great talker. I tell good stories.
Okay.
So I like to sit on the couch, lay on the couch.
Oh. Okay.
And, well, the Giants, I can't even watch them anymore.
That's true.
I'm done with them. I mean, Washington's got a rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, that got blown out by Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers yesterday.
He looks good, by the way, Baker.
He does look very good, yeah. And they got a good defense, Tampa Bay. Very good defense. They're good. They're tough.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? He used to coach the Jets. He was the Jet defensive coordinator and Jet head coach. Black guy. He's the coach of the Buccaneers. He's good.
Oh,
No, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Oh, Todd?
Yeah, that's it.
Todd Bowles?
Todd Bowles. Yeah. Not Chuck Todd. Anyway. Sophia Hutchins is a Trump surrogate. And somebody said to me, what is that? You know, I see Sophia on Fox News. She's great. She was most recently on with Trace Gallagher, I think midnight Friday night. And I've seen her a million times on Instagram, and all my friends know her. You know, the Stellas and the Michelles and the Siggies and my Lady Jew crew. They're all friends with Sophia. But I don't really know exactly what a Trump surrogate does. So let's find out. It is early in California, not even 7 a.m., but Sophia is here. Good Monday morning, Sophia Hutchins. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. So if you can explain to my listeners exactly what a surrogate does, that would be great.
Well, I get to talk to lovely people like you at midnight on Friday night, although I don't think it was that late that I was doing Fox on Friday, but late enough, and then really early in the morning about why President Trump's vision for his next 4 years is far superior to the Vice President Kamala Harris's vision, and compare them and really get to the root of what's going on in this election.
Well, one thing I know you know about is economics, because anybody who knows your history, and I do because I do my homework, you owned your own companies, beauty products, sold it, you made some good money. So you're a very good business person. So when we start talking about the economic differences between Harris and Donald Trump, you can kind of look at that with your business acumen, your naked eye, and figure it out. What would you tell folks about the economic differences between Trump and Kamala?
Oh, my God. Well, thank you, by the way, for all of that. Where do you even start? I mean, the two, what's so fascinating is Kamala is running as if Trump is the incumbent. And all of these, she's got a 3.5, almost 4-year track record to compare to President Trump's 4-year track record. And the two could not be further apart. You have 40-year high inflation under Biden and Harris. 1 in 3 Americans have maxed out all of their credit cards, and 8.5 million Americans today have to work a second job in order to cover everyday costs like their energy, their food, basic everyday costs, housing. Speaking of housing, it's entirely unaffordable, obviously, with interest rates and mortgages at 30-year highs. So the two can't even be remotely compared in a way that the public or anybody with, forget business acumen, with common sense could compare. So Kamala Harris is just a catastrophe, and her policies for the future will make this even worse, which is hard to even imagine.
Well, what's even harder to imagine is the latest polls has them in a dead heat, that there's millions and millions and millions of people that will vote for this lady, even though the economy, as you point out, is a disaster, even though we're a pubic hair away from World War III. We really are. I mean, God, the Middle East is on fire. You got, Russia and Ukraine and China, Taiwan. I mean, it's a complete disaster. I mean, Trump says it all the time, and this is hard to argue, Sophie, and that is day one, like you just talked about, for Kamala was about 350 days ago. So she's got a set of brass balls hopping on that stage like she's going to save America when, in fact, she has been a major part of the problem the last 3.5 years.
She's exactly what's wrong with the country. She is self-described further left than Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. Is that the America that we want to live in, that millions and millions of Americans want to live in? You look at these national head-to-head polls, like the one that came out over the weekend where Trump was up one from the New York Times. These national head-to-head polls, they're tight. Every election is tight. This race is going to come down to 15 counties in America that are going to decide this election in these battleground states. But, the Trump team is obviously extraordinarily prepared, has an incredible ground game with the RNC, and is taking this extremely seriously. There is no vote that does not need to turn out. This election will be totally, totally close and totally tight, no matter where you are.
Yeah, well, you're right about that. It's interesting. I watch football, big football fan. I watched the Chargers yesterday beat the Las Vegas Raiders. They played that game in Los Angeles. And later on tonight in San Francisco, the NFC reigning champs, the 49ers, will host the Jets. Now, you split your time, Sophia, between New York and L.A., and I was in L.A. about 2 years ago. I filmed a movie. I actually stayed in Beverly Hills, but we shot in Los Angeles. And I was struck. I'd not been there for a long time. I was struck by what I saw. Homeless encampments everywhere and junkies in the. I mean, it looked like New York, to be honest, but I didn't expect it from Los Angeles. So you split your time between these two major cities, and both of them, while you can make the argument they're the greatest cities in the world, they certainly are not now. That's fair to say.
It's so depressing. It's really depressing. Los Angeles is a huge dumpster fire. It's gotten so bad. New York is obviously, the city is scary. It's just a totally different world. It's pre-COVID, post-COVID. There was a remarkable difference. And it's just gotten worse and worse. And people can't afford to live in either of these places. That's the incredible part of this. Forget New York and LA. One in 6 Americans can't even afford an average price home in this country. Forget the two most expensive metropolitan areas in the country. It's really sad to see what's happened to LA and New York. But people are just leaving in droves. They're all going to Florida. Even these super liberal New York and LA billionaires. Yeah.
And you spend a lot of time in Mar-a-Lago, too, down there with President Trump. I was there most recently in April. That is Palm Beach County. I had a guy on this morning. Yep. He's a wealth advisor from Boca Raton, and he grew up here in New York, but he left 50 years ago. He's never looked back, and he had no problem just ranking on New York and telling me what a great job Ron DeSantis does, which he does, and how wonderful Florida is. And you see it, right? You're like me. You're in New York. You're out there in L.A. also, and you're also in Palm Beach County night and day, right?
Palm Beach County is heaven compared to New York or LA, even outside of, the cities, the larger parts of the city. Yeah, Palm Beach County, you don't have these problems there. I've never even it's never crossed my mind. Oh, don't go out, West Palm Beach or Palm Beach in the evening. Nothing like that crosses your mind there. It's compelling. You look at the most poorly run metropolitan areas, cities, counties in the country. What is the common thread?
Democrats.
They are liberal controlled.
Yeah, Democrats.
households.
That's
Yes,
right. All of them.
Totally.
Every one of them. New York, L.A., Chicago, Atlanta, Philly. They're all Democrats. They're destroying our cities. They're destroying our states. They're destroying our country. So as you wrap up this great conversation, your amazing debut, you'll be back. Give me what your schedule basically looks like out there hitting the pavement for President Trump.
Nonstop. There's no time to rest. I don't think anybody on the Trump team sees this as a time to slow down or change pace. It's a sprint to the finish. Tomorrow night, Tuesday, will be very interesting. I think that it'll be a very powerful night for the former president and a very sad night for anybody that actually believes in Kamala Harris. At this point, I'm not sure how many people that actually is, but it's a sizable number of people. Tomorrow will be very compelling, and obviously it's a really big night to watch. And let Harris speak for herself, because undoubtedly she'll stumble and really scare the American public. They don't want anything to do with what she's selling.
Yeah, no one is for Kamala. I mean, it's, it's like nobody was for Biden. It was they hated Trump. And This is the same exact situation. We hate Trump. It doesn't matter who they put there. I mean, she's a complete imbecile, this lady. I don't care how far she got. We know what she did with the mayor of San Francisco. That's going to get you places. Bottom line, okay? I hate to be that brutal, but that's the way it is. So she's not as, he says she's not smart. He's right. But here she is. And tomorrow night's going to be the big night. We will talk to you again next week. We're going to keep this ball rolling right through Election Day. So enjoy the fireworks tomorrow night. Excellent job, Sophia. Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Thanks for having me on.
You got it. Trump surrogate right there, Sophia Hutchins.